Hey guys, this is Diana Ballard, and welcome to the Mom Training Podcast, where we discuss the skills and strategies to create possibilities in motherhood and make it more fun, efficient, organized, and peaceful. You can find more information or connect with me online at dianaballard.com or at Diana Ballard Live on social media. Today we're going to chat about something we can't really see on the outside, but definitely can feel on the inside. For the inside isn't addressed as much as I think it needs to be. We find depression, anxiety, and people that feel alone. And I think it's okay to talk about it, to help people that are in need and encourage safe places for them to let it out efficiently. We work hard to create a safe place here on the Mom Training Podcast, and so together, just you and I, we'll discuss some of our emotions and how we feel. So I'm going to get real and personal with you here. So the last couple months, I've been working with a therapist about getting to the root of some beliefs, fears, and insecurities that were created when I was a little girl. Around age 8, I had a traumatic experience that I blamed myself for, that honestly was not my fault. I was little, I didn't know how to cope with the situation, and made some lifelong decisions about myself, my worth, and the world around me, and created coping mechanisms that have affected me since that moment. I have blamed a lot of my struggles on that one moment, without realizing how harsh I was being on myself. If only you would have told someone what happened. If only you would have responded differently and not tried to manage things on your own, we wouldn't have struggled with these things for years and years. These kind of thoughts, mindsets, and anger towards an 8-year-old me in my past is not right. And needs to change before it messes up even more stuff in my life. Because it's not making my life any better holding on to these things. These last couple weeks, I've had some really big breakthroughs and came to realize that a lot of my struggles have been connected to things I've held on for decades. The blame that I have held on to towards myself has bled into my relationships, how I treat myself in my weakness, and has affected my whole life. And when we feel certain things towards ourselves, it can transfer over to how we deal with others' weaknesses and learning processes, especially our children as mothers. I didn't know why I reacted to my children a certain way or why something really bothered me that happened in my home until I realized I had to check in with myself and see where everything was stemming from. First, realizing that I needed to forgive my 8-year-old self and let go of anything I felt towards her and the situation. But also that I could be proactive of working against those false beliefs or those fears or insecurities and do the opposite by working on the positive. So I started something a couple weeks ago, and it has changed everything in myself and in my home. I started focusing on 3 words: accepting, gentle, kind. Each morning when I woke up, I'd write about my intentions for the day and put it as a focus, especially towards my children. Because I'm sure you've noticed, kids do completely unexpected things that you would never even dream of. And I'd like to train myself to pause and respond with acceptance, gentleness, and kindness instead of pure shock, anger, or whatever, right? So as I've been working on these 3 words each day, I've noticed such a difference. I've had many situations where I've chosen a different reaction and have said to myself, "Good job, Diana, that was a good choice. Do it again." These 3 words have made the biggest difference in my family. And each night as I go to bed and I'm reflecting upon the day, I'm going back and saying, "Okay, I could have done better here, but I did awesome here. I'm like, I can do this again tomorrow. I can be accepting, gentle, and kind." And it's been amazing how focusing on those 3 words have really brought it into myself and in my home. My main goal in the beginning was to work on these 3 words for the sake of my family and what I wanted to be for them. But over time, it has grown into focusing on myself in the same manner. When I make a mistake, how do I respond to myself? When I don't hit an expectation, what will I say? I have found so much more peace within myself because of working on treating myself better as well. Accepting, gentle, kind. I hadn't realized how mean I was to myself, especially when I struggled or I was learning something new. It has been an amazing transformation these last couple weeks, and an exercise I would highly recommend if you struggle with some of the same things I mentioned: acceptance, gentleness, and kindness. Because we've all had things that have hurt us, changed us, and have been hard for us. We've all had events, situations, and circumstances that have left wounds and created problems, and that's part of life. So when working on being a powerhouse mom this year, it includes this topic, being accepting, gentle, and kind to ourselves on the inside, which then can be given to others on the outside. For it's what's inside of us is what shines through and out of us, and it is shown through our life and our relationships and everything that we're a part of. So if you've noticed that you react to certain situations or find yourself having reoccurring anger or sadness towards something, I invite you to look a little bit deeper into your past and think, what do I need to address? What situation affected me that I need to let go of? For in order for us to become everything we want to become, need to become, and are destined to become, we have to let stuff go. We have to look at the patterns and process through them. Now, whether you can do this on your own or need someone to help you get through it, know that there is no shame in asking for help. Because I'll tell you, I've had a lot of things to work through in my life, and I never could have done it alone. And life is so much more beautiful, fulfilling, and stinking fun now that I don't have all the messy stuff in the way, you know what I'm saying? And it's all layers, and will be our entire life. But we don't have to hold on to the past. We don't have to continue to suffer or be bugged by some thoughts, fears, and insecurities created years ago. So let's step into that freedom, mama, and let go of things this year, because it's in the letting go that we're going to be able to receive so much more into our lives. Because for us to become the mom that we want to become and who our children need us to become, we have to look at ourselves and see how we can better ourselves, let go of things that aren't serving us, and move forward. And if you'd like, you're welcome to reach out to me on social media or my website, and I can definitely help you process through a lot of these emotions. Let's let it go and become the best mom we can. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next week on the Mom Training Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into the Mom Training Podcast. If you liked what you heard, I would so appreciate a rating and review from you on any platform you listen to this on. If you have any questions or podcast ideas, you can message me on my social media at Diana Ballard Live or shoot me an email on my website. See you next week.